Introduction to Respect and Self-Worth. Once upon a time, in a village nestled among tall and enchanting hills, lived a young man named Peter. Despite being polite, humble, and thoughtful, Peter was poor, and this affected how people treated him. Whenever he went out with his friends, others would respect and honor them, but Peter did not receive the same treatment. This lack of respect troubled Peter deeply. The burden of disrespect. One day, feeling particularly downhearted, Peter went to a nearby river in his village. He sat there with a heavy heart, contemplating why people don't respect others and why they humiliate without reason. He wondered why the world's behavior seemed based on belittling and insulting each other. Thoughts of his own insignificance disturbed his peace of mind. Seeking guidance from the monk, unable to bear the negative behavior anymore, Peter decided to seek guidance from an old monk, renowned for his wisdom. The monk lived in a grand monastery, high up in the rough terrain. When Peter reached the monastery, he found the monk deep in meditation, surrounded by people seeking his counsel. Peter patiently waited for his turn. When the monk opened his eyes and began addressing everyone's concerns, Peter stood up, bowed respectfully, and poured out his troubles. He explained how no one respected him, not his friends, family, or relatives. Whenever he expressed his opinions, they were ignored or mocked, making him feel worthless. The monk's response: the monk listened intently and then smiled. "Warmly, my child." He said, "What do you want?" Peter replied, "I want everyone to respect and value me. I want people to listen to my words and not ignore me." The monk responded, "No one can disrespect or humiliate you unless you allow them to. People do so because you have made yourself weak. In this world, the strong often harass the weak. To gain respect, you must change yourself. Let me share with you 5 lessons that will help you gain the respect and honor you desire." The 5 lessons. First lesson: the power of saying no. The monk began to learn to say no. If you agree with people just to make them happy, they will start taking you for granted. People respect those who have their own opinions and are not afraid to say no. When you always say yes, people will stop valuing your time and effort. Evaluate each request carefully, and don't be afraid to say no when necessary. Second lesson: stop complaining. Stop complaining, the monk continued. Everyone has their own problems, and no one likes someone who constantly complains. People are drawn to those who can make them feel better and lighten their burdens. Instead of complaining, focus on finding solutions to your problems. This will make you more respected and appreciated. Third lesson: be less available. Don't always be available. The monk advised, if you are always available, people will stop valuing you. Just like water, which is abundant and often taken for granted, you will be undervalued if you are always there. On the other hand, something rare like a diamond is highly valued. Be less available, and people will seek you out and respect you more. Fourth lesson: keep your promises. Always keep your promises. The monk instructed, no one respects a dishonest or unreliable person. If you want people to respect you, be true to your word. Fulfill what you have said at any cost. Consistency in keeping promises builds trust and respect. Fifth lesson: overcoming poverty stigma. Finally, the monk said, one of the biggest reasons for humiliation is poverty. A poor person often faces disrespect and embarrassment. Develop qualities and skills that can help you overcome poverty. By improving yourself and your circumstances, you will gain the respect and value you seek. Transformation. The monk concluded his teachings and blessed Peter with a bright future. Peter thanked the monk and returned home, determined to apply the 5 lessons in his life. Over time, Peter saw significant changes. People began to respect and honor him, recognizing him as a man of high values. Conclusion: Peter had finally achieved the respect he always desired. transforming his life. Through the wisdom imparted by the old monk, by following the monk's teachings, Peter learned that self-respect and the respect of others come from within. He discovered that by asserting his own value, refraining from constant complaints, being less available, keeping promises and overcoming the stigma of poverty, he could gain the honor and recognition he deserved. This story of Peter and the wise monk serves as a timeless lesson on the importance of self-worth and respect in our lives. It reminds us that true respect starts from within, and that by improving ourselves, we can influence how others perceive and treat us